Salute, 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 YouTube boxing fans. What's happening? What it is, what it do. Nocturnal Thoughts, Boxing After Dark. I'm your host, Nocturnal. Real quick video. I just gotta say it. Claressa Shields is just way too thick to fight in the MMA. She just built in a way it's not designed for a woman that thick, that voluptuous, you know what I'm saying, to be fighting in the style of an MMA fighter. Now let me say this. She definitely, with her boxing skills, with her hands, being young, you know what I'm saying, being a fast learner, being an athlete, a supreme, superb, elite athlete, she definitely has the ability to be successful to a certain degree in MMA. And one thing I definitely don't ever want to do is underestimate Claressa Shields ever again. I did it before. I swore from that time on that I would never underestimate Claressa Shields again. You know what I'm saying? I fell in love with T-Rex from the first time I watched T-Rex on Netflix years ago. And like I said before already in my previous video, when she came out and was fighting professionally, after her two Olympic gold runs, and she came and started fighting at a professional level, I was still a little bit skeptic as far as, how she would, how her skills, how her skill set would translate into the professional fighting. Like, I forget the name of who she was fighting. I want to say it was Tori something, but she was fighting an older lady who was about 40 years old, and she came out on fire and was dropping bombs on her, but she could not get her out, could not get her down, could not take her out of the ring, could not take her out of the fight, couldn't put her down. And that was when I was watching her fight in preparation for her to fight Christina Hammer. So when I made a prediction against Claressa Shields versus Christina Hammer, I said the experience of Christina Hammer, the length of her being able to use this stick and the jab and box on the outside, the fact that the boxing is only for two-minute rounds, to me it looked like the odds was stacked against Claressa Shields to be victorious against Christina Hammer. I was wrong. I had to come back and eat crow, and I had no problem doing it, because even when I made my prediction, I said, I hope I'm wrong, because I don't want to go too crazy. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go too crazy, but I just feel like this, man. I fell in love with Claressa Shields as an around the way girl. You know what I'm saying? Before the money, the fame, you know what I'm saying? Before the GWOT and all that, when she was T-Rex and she was, you know what I'm saying, struggling, fighting, staying with her coach and training with her, you know what I'm saying, her boyfriend at the time, and she was just grinding. She was young and she just was, you know what I'm saying, fire in her. I just was, her passion and everything like that was motivational, and I knew she would become a big star some way, form, or fashion, period, point blank. But I thought that she just, as a pro, still was developing some skills that Christina Hammer was going to be able to take advantage of. I was wrong. But the thing what irritated me when I made my prediction is I had so many commenters leaving, so many people leaving comments saying, how does it feel to hate your own race? How does it feel to hate being black? How does it, you're picking against your own race? And it was just so racially influenced when my video had nothing to do with the race of Claressa Shields or Christina Hammer. It was just an objective analyst. It was just being objective, looking at a boxing match, who I thought was the better boxer at the time and who had the more advantages, who had the leverage going into the fight, who had the experience, who had the tool set. But like I said, and that's what irritated me the most is fanatical fans that couldn't take any kind of criticism, that was accusing me, black man with a black family, you know what I'm saying, black wife, black kids, of being racist against black people because I picked Claressa Shields. That I didn't think that Claressa Shields was going to get past Christina Hammer. And I wasn't even thinking that she was going to lose badly. I just thought she would get outpointed. Anyways, like I said, from that point on, so I never take her, underestimate her abilities again. When she went into the fight with Habazin, Ivana Habazin, you know what I'm saying? I was completely all the way 10 toes down for Claressa Shields to take care of business in the form and fashion that she did, period, point blank. So anyways, she's going into the MMA. I'm looking at her build. I'm looking at her tool set, how she's learning how to throw some kicks and everything like that. And I think she will have some success. Just with her boxing ability alone, she's going to be able to go in there and drop a few people. She probably had more knockouts. I don't think she has any knockouts in her boxing as a professional. She has some knockouts in the MMA. I don't think that some of those girls in the MMA will have the punch resistance. You know what I'm saying? They're going to want to take her to the ground and do some grappling. So she's learning some kicks. She's learning some jujitsu. She's learning some grappling and things like that. But I just think overall, in the grand scheme of that move, even though I think it's very wise for her to go get that money, if it's a contract where she's going to go out there and fight for some millions, you know what I'm saying? I salute it, salute it, salute it. How many times was that? Quattro times. I salute that infinity amount of times. Claressa Shields, go get it. I still always felt a little, the quotes just always don't roll off my tongue the right way. So I just look at her as T-Rex, you know what I'm saying? And I don't do the greatest of all time when it comes to men. So when it comes to women, I'm not really looking at the quote, you did? But I wish her nothing but success in MMA. I just feel like, honestly, she's going to have a you know what I'm saying, a glass ceiling. Those girls in the MMA can bang, and they born to wrestle, grapple, arm bar. They body weight is different. They structure different. They mechanics is different. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure she'll take a few of them out, just tapping them on the jaw. But I think once it gets to the point where it's on the ground, where it's a lot more technical as far as just those little bitty movements to secure a leg lock or secure arm bar or sink in a rear naked choke or something like that. I just think she's going to come across somebody that she would never lose to in the boxing ring, that's going to beat her on the, as far as the other aspects, the other dynamics of MMA. So at the end of the day, I don't know how she's going to select her opponents, who she's going to be fighting. I'm sure it's not going to be fighting the creme de la creme. And, it's one thing she said when she was talking about Nate Robinson, where I know Claressa Shields comes from a lot of intelligence when it comes to fighting. She said, when it comes to Nate Robinson, first of all, he should have had on headgear. Second of all, when it comes to boxing, you got to go all the way to the beginnings of boxing and learn. You got to crawl before you walk and learn all these fundamental skills. And you got to do all this sparring to prepare you for each stage of being a beginner and a novice to intermediate to advanced to a professional. So it's the same thing. It takes a lifetime. It takes, sometimes kids start when they like 5 years old, and by the time they 17, 18, 19, they have accumulated these skills to go into the professionals. So it's the same thing with MMA. I don't like anybody starting late in a sport like MMA, where you got to have so many different styles mastered. Like back in the day when Horace Gracie changed the game of MMA, ever since then, everybody came into the game with wrestling, stand up, jujitsu, karate, and just so many different weapons that, I mean, she's going to have some advantages with boxing, and that's about it. But I wish her nothing but the best, nothing but success. I know she's going to come back to boxing. That's the foundation. That's where her heart is. That's where her passion is. But honestly, just I feel like boxers are born. Like Chris Colbert is a boxer, natural, pure boxer, talented, athletic. But he is his mind, his body, everything is boxing. Put him in the MMA right now, he'd definitely do some destruction, but he'll get tapped out by somebody that's just better on ground and pound than him. So I think Claressa Shields, beautiful, voluptuous, you know what I'm saying, and she is thickalicious, and I think her body has all that power down in those hips, in those glutes, in those thighs, and it just the way she throws power, her punches has always been with mean intentions and ferocious. But at the same time, I feel like some of those same attributes that help her in boxing, like those hips, those thighs, that gluteus maximus, is going to be the opposite effect if somebody takes her to the ground. Some of those physical attributes that we love might play in her opposition. You know what I'm saying? It might have a negative effect on her ability to execute certain moves if you look at the way somebody is built in the MMA when they're genetically born to be a mixed martial artist. That's all I got. That's my opinion. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below. If you're new to the channel, don't be scared, man. Don't be afraid. Hit the like button. There's going to be more to come. I will be continuing my YouTube grustle, grinding, and hustling, period, point blank. So this is Nocturnal Thoughts. Until the next time I sign off, all my subscribers, be blessed. I appreciate y'all, and I appreciate y'all for rocking with your boy Nocturnal. I'm out. Peace.